Good morning all. I am just getting ready for our session today. Good morning, Joy. Hi, Chris. Hey, guys. Hi, Tricia. Britt. Good morning, guys. Okay, I'm just getting set up here, lighting some candles, lighting some incense, trying not to knock my mug over. All while dog is ready to sit on top of me. He's ready for meditation. Okay. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Ugh. Can you guys hear my kitty out there? It's raining. The rain is finally coming. Which means it didn't freeze last night, which is nice. But they are not happy about being outside. Those poor, unfortunate souls. But they also attack each other in the house. And I'm not having cat fights this morning. Definitely not while trying to meditate. Not trying. We don't try. We either do or we don't do. Sorry. Yes, we're going to do meditation. Okay. And now I'm going to burn my knee. Wow. It's an interesting day today. How's your day going? So, for those of you just joining us, hello, my name is Deborah. I am a reverend and a movement facilitator. And these are my Bhakti Bites classes. Bhakti means devotion. So devotion to what? Self-care. Just self-care. That's all. Because sometimes that is one of the hardest things for us to get into our routine. It's so funny because it's like, sometimes, I was thinking about this last night, sometimes we even choose self-care that's not really care. We go, yeah, I'm going to treat myself for a job well done, or I'm going to treat myself because it's the end of the day. But when treat yourself is treat yourself with something that's harmful to you. Now, again, I'm not going to be the one to, did I just get that one out? Did I just do that one? Okay, well, this is what we're getting. I'm not saying it's not okay to indulge yourself. Fucking indulge yourself. If you feel like it, if it's part of yourself, you can indulge yourself. But make sure that some of your self-care is actually healing, soothing, good for you self-care. If having a glass of wine in the evening is self-care, that's okay. But make sure you're also, feeding yourself well, right? Drinking enough water, right? Doing all the other self-care things too. Okay. I have things. Okay. Good morning. I know some of you guys are new here. So again, my name is Deborah. And these Bhakti Bites classes are so that we can practice a mindfulness tool in meditation. We will practice a brief meditation. And for the last number of weeks, maybe even months, we've been working on mudras. There are so many mudras and they are really fun and really effective. And when you find one that really resonates with you, it seems to stick. I've had people who've been in these lives for a while now and go, that one we did weeks and weeks and weeks ago, it just hit home for them. And now all they do is carry this mudra around, well, not all they do, but Anyway, so it's a great opportunity for you to pick up a new mindfulness tool. It's a great opportunity for you to sit with that mindfulness tool and really kind of experience that tool by itself. A lot of times we use mudras in meditation, right? But it's more of like a additional tool. I don't know. I guess it's, we use it I guess I should put my hands in the Gyan Mudra, right? Or I guess I should put my hands in the meditation mudra, right? Yes, great. But I really like these sessions. It even affords me the opportunity, after working with mudras for a while, to remember these mudras and to really sit, deep in the effects of the mudra. Which is how a lot of these are meant to be held. When you hold mudras, typically it's recommended, unless there's other contraindications, it's recommended that you hold your mudras for anywhere from 5 to 45 minutes. Hey, good morning, friend. Did you change your name? Are you trying to confuse me too? I know I've got everybody going for a loop with me changing my name. Okay. I'm just going to get settled in for one more second here. I'm going to got a candle to light today. Ha! Put both of those down. Good morning, Nikki. How are you? Good morning, good morning. I don't think this yellow candle wants to be lit. Okay. So, have y'all been sitting with your mudra? If you were here earlier this week, you got the Vishuda Mudra. That is the mudra for the throat. Mudra to balance the throat chakra. I am doing well. I'm a little bit groggy this morning, and I'm not exactly sure why. Okay. So we chose the Vishuda Mudra this week because of that full moon. We had a full moon in Gemini beginning our week. And Gemini is one of the signs that rules the throat chakra, or vice versa. The throat chakra rules the sign. Same. Correlated too. So the throat chakra is about communication, right? Clearly. It's also about honesty. It's also, this mudra also assists in balancing the thyroid. It assists in soothing a sore throat. So the beautiful thing about mudras is they can work on us energetically, they can work on us emotionally, they can work on us physically. So this mudra is a little bit difficult to get into. So good morning, Jonathan. If you struggle to get into it, feel free to adjust the mudra to what feels comfortable for you. Good morning, Mama Bear. Okay, so we're just settling in for meditation, you guys. Here is our mudra, okay? It's called the Vishuda Mudra. It's the mudra for the throat chakra, and is done by placing the back of your hands together and interlacing your fingers. It doesn't matter which one is on top, which direction or whatnot. Just go ahead and interlace your fingers. You can either interlace your fingers all the way or just the tips of your fingers, whatever's comfortable for you, because we're going to close our hands around our fingers. If this is too tight, you want to loosen up a little bit, because you're going to want to hold it for a few minutes, right? So go ahead and close those hands together at wherever feels comfortable for you. I like it about like this. It leaves enough room in my hands to finish the mudra with 2 conjoining circles, where you connect your pointer finger and your thumb on, well, the finger and the thumb side of the mudra. With your other fingers curled in, hands closed, 2 fingers interlacing into these interlocking circles. Let's do that one more time. Hands together, back of the hands together, interlace the tips of the fingers or more of the finger, whatever's comfortable for you. Go ahead and close those hands around the fingers. Make those interlocking circles with your thumb and your pointer finger. And then you place your mudra right here at your throat. So we're going to sit with this mudra at our throat. If at any point your arms or your shoulders get tired, feel free to go ahead and lower the mudra. Holding your hands in this position will still assist. It is I guess, more poignant practice, right? When you hold it at your throat. But again, these mudras work by redirecting the energy channels in the body. So if you're holding it here, that's great. If you can't hold it there, that's fine. You can also hold it here if it works for you. But ideally, if you're holding it up, we want it at your throat. Otherwise, you can go ahead and lay it in your lap. Jonathan, you don't want it too tight because you don't want to cut off the circulation. You're going to hold this. Ideally, typically, you want to hold these mudras from anywhere from 5 minutes to 45 minutes. So for here, for our Bhakti Bites classes, we usually do about 5 minutes, 5, maybe 10 minutes, depending on how lost in the meditation I get, right? So grab your mudra, place it at your throat. Oh my gosh, Chris, So on Tuesday, when I first did this mudra, I was laughing about it too, because that's exactly what I did. I was like, here is the, wait, goes like this, right? There. Here is the church, here is the steeple. Open the doors, here are the people. Yeah, that's exactly what the mudra reminds me of too. So, okay, find yourself a comfortable seated position. If you're walking, keep walking. If you're sitting, great. If you're laying down, that's fine too. If you are operating heavy machinery, please don't take your hands off the wheel and please don't close your eyes. But you can definitely still hang out for the meditation, and you can definitely take this mudra elsewhere for later on in your day. Okay. Yeah, no, you're not the only one there. Okay, guys. So go ahead and grab your mudra, back of hands together, and lace the fingers. Close them over the fingers, not too tight. Connect the pointer and the thumb in interlocking circles and hold this mudra, the Vishuda Mudra, at your throat. Go ahead and close your eyes as we settle into meditation. Begin by taking a big, deep breath in through the nose, pulling the breath into the lungs and down into the belly, before letting it go with a sigh. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And sigh it out. Inhale once more, expanding the ribcage in all directions, front, sides, and back. And release. Go ahead and seal the lips and continue breathing in and out through the nose. And as you breathe, I invite you to follow the breath, following the inhale all the way to the top and following the exhale all the way to the bottom. Simply holding your mudra, following your breath. Remember that the most important part of meditation is your intention and your attention. Right now, your intention is just to follow the breath. And we bring our attention back again and again and again when it gets distracted or pulled away. Inhaling all the way to the top. Exhaling all the way to the bottom. And I invite you, as you follow the breath, to notice the slight pause at the top of the breath and the slight pause at the bottom of the breath. And to assist you in following the breath, one of my favorite techniques is to use Ujjayi breath, which is basically where you create a gentle snoring sound or ocean wave sound in your throat just by gently constricting the muscles so that you can hear the sound of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Pulling our attention even deeper into the practice, I invite you to notice the sensation of your breath as it moves through your throat. Notice the cool sensation on your upper lip as you inhale, and that same cool oxygen going down all the way into your lungs. And then the warmth on your upper lip as you exhale through the nose. Releasing what no longer serves the body. Inhaling that life-giving oxygen. and exhaling what no longer serves our bodies. What a natural, simple dance. Inhaling what we need, exhaling what we don't. If your mind monkeys are busy today and they keep distracting you, feel free to offer them a smile or a gentle nod and simply return your attention back to your practice. It doesn't matter if you have to pull your attention back 1,500 times or 5 times. It is still a successful meditation as long as you keep your intention and keep bringing your attention back to the practice. Following the breath. Noticing the pause at the top and at the bottom. Noticing the sensation as the breath moves in and out of our lungs. We're doing a little energetic check-in on our throat chakra. I invite you to imagine that there is a blue light behind your hands, behind the mudra, in your throat. And first, I invite you to just notice what color it is. As soon as you tell yourself there's a blue light in my throat, notice what color appears. What's the first color you see or feel or experience? Do you notice any sensations? If you're not a visual person, you can also just pay attention to the sensation that changes when you say to yourself, there's a blue light in my throat. Just notice the quality of that light for a few moments as you continue to inhale and exhale through this light. The breath coming in through the nose, traveling through this light and into the lungs. Exhale, coming up through the lungs, through the light, and out through the nose. Again, just notice any sensations, any visuals, any sounds, even memories. You may notice when you're giving your attention to a particular chakra that memories may come up with things associated with that chakra. If these arise, please do not attach to them. No need for judgment. No need to make up a story about them. Just let them arise, let them bubble to the surface and be released. Releasing those thoughts the same way the body releases the exhale. Without judgment, without a fight. Inhale. And exhale what is ready to be released. I invite you to stay here with this mudra as long as you would like. Again, there are no contraindications here. If at any point in your meditation this becomes uncomfortable, please release the practice. There's no need to harm ourselves or overexert ourselves. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together in prayer or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice, in gratitude for the breath that brings in that life-giving oxygen and so readily releases the breath that no longer serves us. In gratitude for these divine meat bags that house our souls. And offer yourself a little gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. You are so worth it. Thank you so much for joining me. When you're ready to come out of meditation, please do so slowly. Offer yourself some wiggles, some stretches before opening your eyes. That's the very last thing we do, because it means you have to come back to life, to regular life, not chakra, whatever. Meditation. Good morning. Hello, guys. Thank you, Tricia. Thank you guys for the follows. So we've been talking this week about both chakras and astrology. You're welcome, Nikki. I really like that one. Notice that you can use this mudra when you're in an acute situation too, right? Like most of these mudras, you can sit in meditation with them. You can practice them regularly. They can help long-term balance the body, balance the energy body and the physical body and the emotional body. It's beautiful. But note that a lot of these mudras you can use right in the moment. So if you are Cougar Queen, here you go. This is called the Vishuda Mudra. You place your hands back to back, interlace your fingers, do so just gently, and you can adjust as you close the mudra. Close your hands around your fingers, and then you're going to make, with your pointer finger and your thumb, you're going to make 2 interlocking circles there. So you're going to connect your finger and your thumb, and look, I even did my mudra out of whack. So, okay, there we go. Interlace the fingers, close it up, and you're going to want to take your pointer and your thumb and connect them together, making 2 interlocking circles, keeping the rest of your fingers interlaced. And then you hold this mudra, the Vishuda Mudra, at your throat chakra. And again, as I've said before, it is kind of a tight mudra. If you can't get into it, just do your best to get as close as possible. If all you can do is interlace the tips of your fingers and then do those 2 circles, that's fine. If you can barely touch those fingers together and you can kind of get it sort of, and it's more like this, that's okay too. Remember that mudras work by redirecting the energy channels in the body. So the closer you can get to it, the better, but it's not about perfection. It's about persistence actually, or practice, or yeah, it's about practice. Repetition. I don't do Qigong. No, it's just not a style that I've learned yet. Chris, yeah, you are so not the only one who wants to stay in meditation forever. I actually had to talk to myself about the very real potential of becoming like addicted to meditation, using it as a means of escape. So don't use it as a means of escape, right? We don't want to use it as a means of something of an avoidance tactic for avoiding other things in your life, but we can use it in the moment, right? Okay, so that's what we're saying. In the moment, if you are in a situation where you're struggling to communicate, remember this mudra works both ways too. So if I'm struggling to say something, literally feeling that knot in my throat or feeling nervous about what I'm about to say, or even just my voice is shaky or crackly or whatnot, hold that mudra up for just a few breaths. And then try again. Same thing, again, they go both ways. So if someone else is attempting to communicate with me and I'm having trouble hearing them, you can also use this mudra to assist you in receiving other people's communication as well. Thank you, Nikki. You're very welcome. So we've been talking about the mudras and the chakras, or the chakras and the astrology signs, and how they relate to how they relate to each other. Each astrology sign is associated with a particular chakra. And I think it's kind of one of those missing links, maybe, between astrology and the self. When I started to look at astrology from an energetic perspective rather than a planetary, I mean, yes, it is an energetic perspective, but when you look at it as like planets in the sky and their influence on us and that kind of thing, it makes sense, sure. But when we talk about it from literally the way that the planetary influences our energy body, the chakras is a language that I've been speaking since I was young. And so being able to see in that way, and I'm like, oh, no wonder Taurus have this heart stuff going on, right? Taurus are often known for having this huge, sweet, squishy hearts and whatnot. But Gemini, we talked about this week, Gemini being associated with the throat chakra. Gemini is all about communication. Communication is not we live in these little subjective bubbles inside of our own minds, inside of our own illusionary projected reality. Everywhere we look is seen through the lens of our subjective reality and our experiences and our biases and our judgments. Communication is our lifeline to others. It is such an imperative. It's not even a tool. Like, yes, it's a tool, but I feel like it's so imperative that we cultivate skillful communication for a number of reasons, right? Yeah, we want to be heard, right? we want people to hear what we have to say. We also want to hear what other people have to say. We also want to be able to communicate clearly what we need. Because if we can communicate clearly, then we are much more likely to get it, yeah? Rather than throwing a tantrum like a toddler, I use my communication skills to say, I'm not comfortable with this. Here's what I need going forward. Or here's what I need. Here's what yeah. So when we think of that in relationship to the energy body, to the chakras. Oh, that's right. You had that comment yesterday, Gigi. Your dad's Gemini and does not communicate with family, but does well with others. I actually made a video response to that and forgot to post it. Basically saying that, like, with the signs, a lot of times what can be our strength can also be our weakness and can also be the way that we hurt other people, right? Geminis can weaponize their communication because they're so freaking good at communication. They can often use that. That's the tool they use to either revoke communication or be very obtuse with their communication to let you know how they feel. That's their tool. And it can be their greatest strength or their greatest weakness. It can also be their weapon, and it can also be the way that they get hurt the most, right? Hey Raven, we're into the Dharma talk now. We did a meditation with a mudra, and I'll give you the mudra here in just a sec. You've been thinking a lot about that. Everything is communication. Yes, everything is communication. So yes, not only do we communicate with our voice, right? But we communicate with our bodies as well, and we communicate with our energy bodies. And a lot of times our energy bodies and our physical bodies are doing a lot more communication than our voices are. If you're interested in learning more and diving really deep into that, definitely look up the Heart Math Institute. If you haven't heard of them, then look them up if you haven't heard of them at all. They have been studying our energy body, our energy field, and the way that our energy field communicates with other people's energy fields. And not only other people, but also just the other energy fields here with the planet, as well as with plants and with animals. Like, they have this really amazing couple of decades of study about that shows that our heart is actually our first mode of communication. And what our heart perceives and communicates to the brain gets interpreted by the brain. Same with our body. Our body sends messages to the brain, right? That feeling that comes up, that, I don't know, your belly rolls, right? That sends a message to your brain to connect it to a meaning, right? And your brain is going to decide a meaning based on previous experience and previous assumptions and previous assessments of meaning. Sorry, friends, I don't go live with people I don't know. Feel free to send me a message about going live. We can chat about doing so another time. There is so much communication. Yes, Heart Math Institute, yes. Going on outside of our conscious awareness, only because we haven't been taught to expand our awareness in that way, to perceive that kind of communication. You can absolutely cultivate the awareness of that kind of communication. Some of my favorite practices are just heart-based meditations. Or in the moment, if I would like to experience the communication that I am receiving from somebody else or in an interaction, just tuning into your heart and seeing how your heart feels. It is the first way to really start to cultivate that relationship. Thanks, Nikki. Cultivate that relationship. And it's a skill. It's a muscle. It's a thing we flex. It's like doing meditation, right? We don't all get to sit in perfect silence for the entire meditation. Most of us are pulling our attention back and back and back and back. Fuck, you're annoying. And back and back and back. Oh my gosh. So we're still practicing, right? We're still working on building these muscles that over time, eventually I'm going to sit and meditate. So at some point, I can sit in meditation and I get longer and longer and longer experiences of that space of quiet before another thought pops up. Oh, okay, wait, sorry. Hold on, I have to make a note. I thought of a meditation last night. I created a meditation as I was falling asleep last night and I don't want to forget. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to share it right now because I want to actually do a thing about it, but sorry, Raven. Sorry you're having a difficult time there. Relationships can be rocky, right? Especially these days where we're going through a lot of transformation, we're going through a lot of change. That Gemini full moon that we just experienced is really asking us to take cold hard stock of our lives, of the things that serve us and the things that don't. And it's really difficult to do that if you don't have good communication with yourself. It's really hard to do that if you can't communicate with yourself. And if you're struggling to communicate with other people, our external experiences are almost always a mirror for our internal experience. If you're struggling to communicate with other people, ask yourself where you're struggling to communicate with yourself. If you're struggling with judgment or frustrations with other people, ask yourself where you're experiencing similar frustrations with yourself. If you feel like people in your life treat you like shit, ask yourself, how am I treating myself? As a mother to a young boy, I often think about this one. What am I modeling for him? What am I modeling in my behavior? And how much of my behavior is unconscious? Usually, like, depending on, thanks, Nikki, depending on how the depth of our awareness, I guess, or the availability of our awareness, some of us really operate most of our day unconsciously, based on pre-wiring, based on previous experiences, based on the category of past that our brain holds, not responding to the present experience that our heart knows. And when we're struggling to communicate, whether it's with ourselves or others, sometimes it's not about our throat chakra, right? We can think simply and go, okay, well, if my throat chakra is imbalanced, I'm obviously going to have a hard time communicating. Sure. But an imbalance in your throat, in your ability to communicate, can also indicate an imbalance elsewhere below. Remember that the flow of energy, we have energy flowing through both directions in our body, but the flow of our life force, of our prana, of our kundalini, moves up through us, rises from earth to spirit, rises from earth to sky. So if you're noticing issues up here, up here, up here in your chakras, I almost guarantee there are issues down here that needs to be balanced and need to be addressed. So keep that in mind when you're struggling with communication. An example of that can be, I'll give a personal example. I struggle with boundaries. I struggle to take care of myself, especially when somebody else thinks I should be doing something for them, or thinks I shouldn't be doing that, or thinks what have you. And I struggle to set boundaries that protect my space, that are kind and gentle for me. That's about these lower chakras here. That's actually about the lower 3 chakras. I've been working on those for a long time, and they fall out of balance. But then I can bring them back in, right? Bring them back in again and again. Our energy body changes regularly throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the year. So just because your throat chakra feels tight today and you're struggling to communicate doesn't mean that it's going to feel that way tomorrow. But I invite you to check in with, okay, I'm struggling to communicate. How's my heart feel? Good? Okay. How does my will center, my solar plexus? This is my center of will, my ability. This is a lot about expression as well, right? My ability to affect the world. How does that feel? Oftentimes that's kind of out of balance for me, and I'll go, ooh, okay, there's some blockage here. There's some blockage here. Okay, how does my sacral feel? Right around the belly button. That's about nurturing. This is about boundaries. It's about intimacy. It's about taking care of myself and being taken care of and receiving care. Sometimes there's tension there too. Makes sense if I'm struggling to communicate. I'm struggling to communicate because I'm having issues with boundaries and expression of will. And I'm afraid to express my boundaries because, I don't want to hurt the other relationship, or I don't want to hurt the other person, or, oh, I'm not that important, so why should I really say this stuff? All of the stuff that we've recently or we've experienced in our past that have brought us up to this point, these things affect our chakras. And you can absolutely change the frequency of your chakras. If you've got chronic issues with communication, then let's work on the chronic issues with your lower chakras, right? And again, guys, some of the simplest ways to work on your chakras is to simply invite the color of the particular chakra that you're working on into your life. Whether that be wearing it, whether that be burning candles, whether that be eating that color, even just going somewhere where that color is. If it's green associated with the heart chakra, just standing outside is going to help balance your heart chakra, right? Bringing in elements, things like water, air, into your space assists in clearing the energy of that space. And because they assist in clearing the energy, they also assist in clearing your energy. So those are some simple ways that you can balance your chakras. One of the things I teach my son is that we eat the rainbow every day, or try to, because it energetically balances our system, right? Our central system. How magnificent that we have these meat bags that we can fine tune. I can fine tune my meat bag sitting here in meditation. I don't need a doctor. I don't need to pay for a prescription. I don't need to call anybody about it. I don't need to negotiate with anybody or convince them that something is wrong, right? How many times have you been to the doctor and had to convince them of what you're experiencing? None of that. None of the middleman. Directly between you and your meat bag. It's powerful. And I think that's probably why it's information that we don't all have. Because if we knew how to balance our energy bodies, so much of what we experience in our physical body and our physical world would start to heal itself. So remember that your physical body is like the cairn, the stack of stones. It's called a cairn, not the same kind of cairn, with a C, not with a K. Anyway, the top stone on the cairn, you can think of like your body, right? If any of these other stones beneath the top stone move, this one wiggles. This one will move. Doesn't matter which one below. Now, if you move this top one, those bottom ones aren't really affected, right? Right. Your body is your check engine light. So when you're having aches and pains in your body, yeah, part of it can be your food. Some of it can be your level of activity. Some of it can be your energy body. And in fact, my first response to anything is to adjust my energy body, because that is something that I can do immediately in the moment, and I know can help my entire body. And if I'm still experiencing that pain, even after I've adjusted my energy body, then I take next steps. It's a powerful tool. It's powerful practices. And you are absolutely capable of using them. So, one other tool, I'll offer another tool that I really, really like in terms of chakras. And that's just to breathe through the chakras. Queen, yes, I do have a YouTube where I post my lives. That is at Move With Change on YouTube. And you got to put the little @ symbol, at Move With Change on YouTube. Thank you for asking. For those of you just joining or new here, hello, my name is Deborah. I am a reverend and a movement facilitator. I also did recently have a brand change. So if there are some of you who are like, what the heck is going on? There were llamas all over the place and now there's not. So what's happening? I'm going to make an announcement video about it. But basically, life offers us opportunity. Life offers us change, usually when we least expect it. And the reason my Move With Change business has been my business for many years, and the reason is because life seems to offer lots of change. I don't know if it's just my dharma, my shtick. I don't know. Joy, you've heard me lament about this for years, right? Like, why does life change so much? But almost every single time, it's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity to come closer to myself, to build a better relationship with myself. And that's what this change is an opportunity to practice. What was I talking about earlier? I was being honest when I was talking about my lower chakras. It's an opportunity for me to set boundaries, for me to protect a part of myself that I'm used to not protecting, that I'm used to throwing to the wolves, and to cultivate the inner experience and the outer experience that I seek in my life. And it's okay to choose that. I know that a lot of us are going through big changes right now. It doesn't mean that you have to ditch your relationship. It doesn't mean you have to ditch the things that are going right for you, right? Or even if they're having some upheaval, right? It doesn't technically mean that everything's going to fall apart, I promise. But if things start to fall apart, let them fall away. Sometimes we hold on to things that no longer serve us. I think of my son wanting to hold on to a t-shirt that no longer fits him. I'm like, dude, you can't wear it anymore. What are you going to do with it? What's the point? And if you hold it, nobody can wear it. It's just sitting there unworn. But if we give it away to somebody else, right? If we let it go, then someone else gets to pick that up and use it. Oh, you're a Joy too. Hi, Joy. Joy and Joy. Ma Joy. Just give yourself permission, like the breath. We were talking about that during meditation, right? We just inhale what we need, no more than that. And then we exhale what we don't, no more than that. Sorry, friend, I don't go live with people I don't know, but send me a message about doing so another time. How simple is that, right? I inhale what I need, and I exhale what I don't. I invite you to practice that rhythm with more than just your breath. Food, water, conversation, social interactions, chaos. There might be a certain amount of chaos we need. Like, it's kind of good for our nervous systems to occasionally get a good startle and like go into fight or flight for a second. Not if you're living constantly in fight or flight. That's not okay, right? That we release what we do not need. Inhale what I need, exhale what I don't. It can be that simple. It feels really difficult. You're very welcome, Britt. When we're not used to that, we're used to attaching and holding on and trying to create the illusion of a static reality. How many times have the life kind of started pushing something out of your life? Like, okay, this thing is dying, whether it be a relationship or a business or, I don't know, whatever it is that you've got going on in your life that starts to fall away, starts to deteriorate, doesn't fit you anymore, feels a little tight and awkward when you do it, right? Let those things fall away. Again, those are soon to be gifts for someone else, but they're no longer gifts for you. And you know, Cougar Queen, if things start to fall apart, let them fall away. Yes. And if something starts to fall apart and I sit back and I say, okay, I'm going to continue doing what feels right to do, but I'm going to let these pieces fall away. You may discover that it's just a refining process, that you don't lose that thing entirely. It doesn't completely crumble. Actually, only this piece that was outdated and needed to go, that was rotting or whatever, that piece is gone. And now I have this refined piece. Life does so much of that for us, is refining, right? Not tearing things away, not challenging us, not creating, I don't know, battles and strife. It's just a refining process. Am I doing consultations today? Yes. So I am doing coaching by donation. Thank you again. You guys are so amazing. Thank you for reminding me of the things. I am doing coaching by donation today. Coaching by donation is from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. If you go to movewithchange.com, you can grab one of those slots. You go to Move with Change, right at the top, it says coaching by donation. You'll have to purchase a ticket and it's a pay what you want. I think the minimum is $1 because I had to put a minimum on there. And then those are 10 to 15 minute sessions. So they're just mini coaching sessions. If you want something bigger, you can also get one-off sessions, half-hour sessions on Move with Change. I also offer free consultations in case you don't know what you want and don't know what you need. And maybe you just need some meditations. Maybe you just need some Bhakti Bites. Maybe you just need like fucking weekly coaching and let's get into it, right? All of those available over on movewithchange.com. I also do private energy sessions, both in person and distance. And for my subscribers, if you guys subscribe here on this channel, you get a couple of things. I just updated those. So you get a month off the membership at Move with Change. And you get subscriber only lives. I'm going to start doing a subscriber only live on Friday nights, and that will be an astrology one. I've been studying astrology for so many years. And I think it's about time. To turn around. We've been talking about top 3 astrology, the relationship between your sun, your moon, and your rising. That is what we will be doing on Friday nights. That's from 5 to 7 p.m. on Fridays, and that's a subscriber only live. And for my subscribers, you guys also receive complimentary distance Reiki. I send that every evening while I meditate to my subscribers as well. So, 5 to 7 Pacific time on Fridays is the top 3 astrology sessions. And then today from 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, thank you, Nikki, is the coaching by donation. And again, if that doesn't fit your schedule, this week I will be doing those coaching by donations through the duration of December. I'm going to kind of revamp. We're going to see what next year holds. We're going to do a little bit of schedule changing and whatnot, but I wanted to continue the things that I'm doing right now throughout the rest of the year. I know this is a time when it's a little bit difficult for people sometimes. So feel free to reach out, even if it's just sending me a message on here to chit chat, you know. And if you need more, yeah, then we can build from there, right? That said, I've also got my tiny yoga class that I'm just starting to do. Right now, I have that on Friday morning at 9 a.m. Tiny yoga is yoga for every body and every space, whether you've got a ton of space or a tiny amount of space. I often live in an RV a good better part of the year and travel in one. So it was a barrier to my practice for many, many years. I made the excuse that I don't have the space to do yoga. And then realized I was 100% wrong and was like, damn it. Now I got to actually do my yoga. Yeah. Okay. So that is at 9 a.m. on Friday morning, 9 a.m.s on Friday mornings. And all you really need for that is a chair, not even a chair, a place to sit, just a place to sit. And even if that's on the ground, you can still do some of them on the ground as well. So I think that's all the things. Bhakti Bites are live 9 a.m. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings. Tiny Yoga is 9 a.m. Friday mornings. Thursday, 2 to 4. Dang it. 2 to 4. I almost had it. Is coaching by donation. I am creating a calendar. I'll post it, I promise, and I'll pin it. And Friday nights from 5 to 7 is Top 3 Astrology. Now remember, that is a subscriber only live. Okay. And I'm just starting the subscriber only live thing. So we'll see how that works. I always appreciate you guys' support and whatnot. Cause this is the full-time shenanigans, Thank you for the live, friend. I mean, for the follow, that's the word. And that's right. I was like, there's something else on the schedule. There is. Over at Move with Change, I will be continuing the Kaya coaching hours. Kaya stands for Come As You Are. Remember that this is a Kaya yoga space. Come as you are, because we value your authenticity and everybody deserves a safe space to show up just as they are. So I will continue the in-house group coaching for members over of the Move with Change Sangha, the Kaya Sangha over on Move with Change. And you can find that over there too. If you subscribe, again, you get 1 month off that subscription, so you won't pay anything until January. If you have any questions about all of that, just reach out. Otherwise, like I said, I will make a schedule and post it. I intended to do it last night, but I got distracted by other things. Thank you, Nikki. I love you guys. I am going to go make some breakfast and roll my kid out of bed. I can't believe he's still sleeping. Usually he's sitting like right behind the camera, staring at me like a puppy. Are you done yet? So again, my friends, don't forget your mudra. Carry your mudra with you this week. If you just want to sit with the mudra, great. If you want to use the mudra in an acute situation where you need assistance with communication, or your throat's feeling sore, or your voice is feeling shaky, place your hands back to back, interlace your fingers, close them in, and then connect 2 interlocking circles with your pointer finger and your thumb. Right? So curl all those fingers in, interlace those fingers, curl them in, and then create 2 interlocking circles by connecting your finger and your thumb. And then you hold that here at your throat. And this will assist in not only soothing your throat, it also balances the thyroid. It also assists with tension, releasing tension in the neck. It can assist with headaches, especially if you've got like low back of the neck, kind of base of the skull headaches. This one also assists with shoulder tension as well. So feel free to hold that one there for that as well. What else does this one do? Obviously improves communication, also improves our receptivity to other people's communication. So this is a really good one to hold, especially this time of year when we've all got nasal drip and slightly sore throats from being inside and weather changes and whatnot. So you're very welcome, Mama Joy. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Now I'm stuck with the mudra. Hold on. That felt good. The more you sit with it, the more it will resonate within you. right? And the more familiar you get with it. Diana, so yes, absolutely. Put your hands back to back and interlace your fingers. Doesn't matter which way, just interlace the tips of your fingers, and then you'll close that in. So you'll just close your hands around your fingers. And if you want to do it a little bit deeper, you can do that too. Don't do too tight because you want to hold this gently. You want to hold it longer here at your throat. And then you will interlace those or create interlocking circles by connecting your pointer finger and your thumb. So back of hands, interlace those fingers, close them up, keep them loose, a little bit loose. Interlock those circles by connecting your finger and your thumb. And then you hold it here at your throat chakra. And it can help. A couple of practices that amplify this, the effects of this, is to use Ujjayi breath, which is where you gently constrict the muscles in your throat so you can hear your breath like a gentle snoring sound or the sound of ocean waves. Another practice that can really assist with amplifying this mudra as well is to just close your eyes and imagine that there is a blue light in your throat, because there is. But you can use that to take stock of where your chakra is at. And you can actually do this with all of your chakras. Just an FYI before I get off here. One of the ways that you can check in on your chakra system is you can either touch each point. I really like touching each point because it helps bring my attention directly to that spot. Even after years of practice, I still like to touch each point. So this isn't like, oh, we like only for beginners. No, it can really help pull your attention there. So with each chakra, just touch the chakra, close your eyes, and imagine the light that is there. So again, just for reference, guys, your root chakra is basically your perineum, is like at the base of your seat, right? Your root chakra is represented by the color red. Your sacral chakra is right around your belly button, is represented by the color orange. Your solar plexus is right in where your diaphragm is, right where your rib cage kind of comes together here. This is your solar plexus and represented by the color yellow. Your heart is in the center of your chest. Heart chakra is in the center of your chest and is represented by the color green. Throat chakra is kind of actually down towards the lower part of your throat and the color blue. Your third eye chakra is right here between your eyebrows, and that is represented by the color purple. And then the crown chakra shifts from like a really light purple to white. So again, just notice the quality of each of these colors. The easiest way to remember which colors are which is it's the same order of the rainbow. So if you ever learned the Roy G. Biv, you can just Roy G. Biv yourself. And then that will help you remember. So that's one really good way that you can check in on your chakras. Again, just close your eyes and notice the color of the light in each spot. If you notice something feels really stuck or really out of balance, or the color looks like shit, or like you notice something seriously needs adjustment, again, a really simple practice is just to imagine that you are breathing in and out through that specific chakra. So if you're working on the throat chakra, imagine that your breath is coming in through the front of your throat and out through the front of your throat, just right here. Same thing with the heart chakra, same thing with each of the chakras. You can imagine that you are breathing through that chakra and it will energetically balance and clear that chakra. Some of us, our chakras have been really misaligned for a long time. So don't get discouraged if the first time you do this, you only notice a little bit of change or none at all. It takes time. It takes time. Imagine I thought of calcified, like it's like your energy body becomes kind of like stuck in those patterns because they're habitual. We can change them. We can adjust them. And this is the way that we bring ourselves back to center and to balance and to healing, right? But it can take time. So there's no rush. You are exactly where you need to be right now. You are receiving exactly the information that you need to receive. And you are learning the exact things that you need that are going to serve your highest purpose right now. Okay. Jay, how do you know when your chakras are blocked? I invite you to sit with that practice and just see what you feel. In fact, if you're really interested in learning how to work with your energy body, start keeping a journal. Do this on a daily. Do it in the morning, middle of the day, late in the evening. Do it as many times as you feel like it. When you're first starting to explore the chakra system, keep a journal and with each chakra, again, just close your eyes and bring your attention to that chakra. And again, you can touch the chakra to help hold your attention in that spot. When your mind runs off and thinks about something else, that's okay. Bring it back to the chakra and just ask yourself, how is my chakra? How is this feeling? How is my heart? How is my solar plexus? How is my sacral? You know, and then notice what you feel. You may notice tension. You may notice the feeling like a lot of energy is there. As I've said before, a very closed chakra is a blocked chakra, obviously, right? That not a lot gets out, not a lot gets in. But a very open chakra can also be a blocked chakra, because while I'm expending a shit ton of energy, not a lot is getting back in. And our chakras need to be balanced enough so that that energy can have an exchange. Jay, you always feel tense even when you're relaxing? Well, then I invite you to show up for lots more Bhakti Bites. And yeah, let's get you unwound. Let's get you unwound. So again, I go live Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday morning for Bhakti Bites. Friday morning for Tiny Yoga. All of those are at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Friday night, we're doing top 3 astrology from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific time. And Thursday afternoon, we're doing coaching by donation from 2 to 4. So it's buy a ticket, pay what you want for coaching by donation. In fact, Jay, if you wanted to pop in for a 10 to 15 minute session, we can talk about your chakras and how to balance them. So that coaching by donation thing, the Kaya coaching that we do, if you want to talk about meditation, if you want to just do a meditation, you're like, I want a meditation for this thing. Great. We can do that in the session. If you're like, all of this stuff is happening to me and I just want to vent, great. That can happen. If you're like, I've got this issue, I need some tools. Great. We can do that. If you just want a Reiki session, we can do that too. If you want to learn a mantra or a mudra for a particular issue, we can learn that too. Okay. So there are a lot of, actually go check out Move with Change, because I actually have all of my info on my experience and my certifications and whatnot over the years. I've been in the field of human development and wellness for over 20 years, both in practice and in education. And I've got too many certifications to list. Polymath over here, who just likes to keep learning things. But all the things that have to do with bringing us back to wholeness, bringing us back to center. Thank you, Zen. So my friends, today, this afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m., coaching by donation. Go to movewithchange.com if you want to buy tickets for that. I did open up those tickets so you can buy them for next week if you want to, or 2 weeks from now. I only have those events until December because, again, in the new year, we are going to be making some schedule changes. If you have any questions about any of those things, reach out. You can just send me a message here, or you can go over to Move with Change as well. And again, if you subscribe here on TikTok, you get that subscriber only live on Friday night. That's the top 3 astrology. It's a subscriber only live. You also get a month free membership over at over at Move with Change. I knew it was going to happen at some point. I always forget Pacific time. Yes, Pacific time. I love you guys. Go have an amazing Thursday. And I hope to see some of you in coaching by donation. And if not, I hope to see you in class Friday morning. All right, guys. I love you so much. I will upload this session to my YouTube channel. I would really appreciate the follow if you guys go over to Move with Change, at Move with Change on YouTube. I'm trying to build a new channel over there for that. And I'm going to be uploading the lives here, as well as possibly some back lives from the last couple of weeks while we've been doing these mudras, if I can find them. Yes, of course, Mama Joy. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. You guys take care. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the support. And thank you for sharing space with me. I love you guys so much. Have a great Thursday.